Okay, here we are back at the Meister P-47, and this time we've got the tail finished up, and I wanted to show you a few things in here one more time after everything's complete now. This, if you recall, system right here is the door closure system. See, it's spring-loaded. Right? I'll work it a little bit here, see how the springs push it open. And then this cable right here is what pulls it shut. And I have the cable running through the bracket here, the tail bracket, tail strut, or actually the bracket for the strut. And it's easily adjusted by these nuts back in here. Down here at the top, you just turn these nuts, and it'll set how far open the door, where the door stops. And as you can see, here this perspective, that's about what they're supposed to look like. The doors on the P-47 open quite far. So that's a pretty authentic look. And inside here, you see, this is the pull for the rudder. And I've added these blocks here with a nylon bushing in them so that these cables don't interfere with my spring system. That way it's held out of the way right here, and it doesn't touch this bracket, or it doesn't come in contact with the springs or anything and cause wear. Back in here, that's the wire to the tail light back there. And I haven't, on these blocks I wanted to mention, I haven't relied on just the glue for those. I've gone ahead and countersunk a couple screws, one on each side, so they're actually screwed in, so those can't come loose, because if those came loose, that would change the setting on your rudder, so you don't want that to happen. And then back here, we've got, this is the plate that holds the rod in. I showed you on pictures on the thread if you saw those. The carbon fiber rod that is the hinge for the rudder. And then we've got the pull system here, and we've got the push rods up here for the elevators. Now, on these cables and on this hardware, I just wanted to mention, I've seen many times folks getting into giant scale, coming from sport scale, 60, 120 size, and even maybe transitioning from, the foamies are so popular now, and guys fly foamies for a few years and then they want to jump into this giant scale stuff. Very cool, and I encourage you to enjoy it, folks, because this stuff is just a wonderful phase, end of the hobby to enjoy. But here's the thing. Don't try and use your 256 and light duty horns and things that you have laying around the shop that you've used for years and you have abundance of when you start getting into this giant scale stuff. Stick with the 440 stuff and the high gauge, high tension pull systems. You've got to upgrade your hardware when you get into this type of airplane. I've seen locally several airplanes go in, and it was simply because folks tried to use the ARF type hardware that comes with stuff, and they didn't upgrade the quality of the hardware. So I just wanted to make mention of that. Make sure you use good hardware. You put so much time and effort into these things, and they're so beautiful. You use the good hardware, and it'll serve you well. Now I'm going to turn this on. Oh, by the way, I want to show you this. This is the first time I've done this. I think it's kind of cool. This is the breather for the tank, and I put it back here. Usually it's hanging out the bottom here somewhere. It's, other places around the front, but I kind of hid it back here underneath the shroud. This is the shroud that was for the bucket wheel on the P-47. This is where the turbo was actually housed, and I put it back here. When the plane is sitting on its gear, it's very not unnoticeable. So I thought that was a good place to have that. An interesting place, anyway. First time I've ever done that. The gear battery is right here. It's only a 2200 battery. It's the smallest one in here, because this little battery right here will probably run your gear all summer long. Now, you fly in the morning, we always top the batteries off. I mean, it's standard procedure. You know we're going to do that. But this battery right here, folks, is all you need for the gear. The gear takes so little juice. Let's turn it on, and I'll show you how this all works then. Transmitter's on. Come around here. And then you might remember the hatch. I got to get into the cockpit here, push the button, open the hatch, and then I'll turn one of the receiver batteries on, and I start to get things labeled in here, and right here's the gear switch, so I'll turn that on, and then we'll come back around here and we'll cycle this gear here, and here we go. And there it goes. That works pretty nice, doesn't it? Let's open her up. Oops. Not bad, huh? Let's do it from another angle here. Coming close. Well, I hope John likes that. I sure do. That's the down and locked gear system with a pull cable on the doors. No air needed, no nothing, just all mechanical back there. Very simple, and I think it's very, very reliable. I've cycled it many times, and it never fails to operate. So I don't know why my camera's getting blurry looking, but I guess that's it. Meister P-47 ready to fit the belly pan and get this baby into the paint shop. See you next time.